So welcome back to the $1 Million Launch Part 3, where I'm breaking down the entire launch process that we recently used for one of our clients to generate them over $500K cash collected and over $1 million in total sales volume in just a few weeks using this particular launch process. Now, in the video yesterday, I ran over lead generation. So talked about how we generated all the leads and what that process looked like. So you can go and watch that video if you haven't watched it already. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking around more of the nurture sequence. So what did we do to the leads once they came through? And how did we nurture them and prime them to get ready to buy our product during sales week, which will be what I will cover on the next video. So quick recap, we drove traffic from paid ads and organically from social channels and the email list. And we basically got them to fill out an application. So it wasn't a funnel, it was an application to apply to become a beta test group member of our course. And they get free access to the course as long as they give us feedback. And if they got value from it at the end, they would then give us a testimonial. So as soon as someone would apply, we would basically say to them, hey, thanks for applying. We've got your application. Check your email. You'll hear from us soon. In the meantime, you need to request access to join the Facebook group. If you don't request access to join the Facebook group, then your application won't be accepted, right? So we pushed everyone to join the Facebook group. Then we had a delay timer where an hour afterwards they applied. They would then get sent an email being, hey, you've been accepted. Here are the next steps. So obviously they're on the email list once they submit their application. They've already requested access to the Facebook group, so we go and approve them. And then in that email as well, we say to them, hey, you need to log into the course area, create your account in the course area, which was school. And then when basically week 1 launched, the course content of week 1 goes live inside of school. We host live sessions inside of the Facebook group and on Zoom. We also stream the recordings of those live sessions as watch parties inside of the Facebook group throughout the week. And I'll talk about the details in a second here. And then obviously the email list is just sending reminders about all of this stuff, right? And then week 2 was pretty much the same. And then week 3 was slightly different. We had no course content. It was just live sessions, which at this point, the cart was already open and we would sell. And I'll talk more about week 3's content in the next video. So let's just have a quick overview of everything then. So in total, we had 1,400 leads, and you can see the breakdown here between paid leads and organic leads. And you can see that over 1,200 people joined the Facebook group, so 86% joined, which is pretty strong. For us, where we've done live challenges and launches in the past, we could find that maybe like 50 to 60% of people actually join the Facebook group that's connected to a live launch. But because of the framing where we're like, hey, your application won't get accepted unless you request access, and we get them to request access even before their application's been accepted, then obviously 86% join the Facebook group, which is obviously really strong because this is where the magic happens. This is where the energy is. This is where we build the community around the launch and the product. So it was crucial that we got as many people as possible inside the Facebook group, and we did that there. With school, where the course content was, it was only 64%, which is pretty low considering, these people have applied to become a beta test member of a course, and only 65% of them actually join like the course material. So the only thing, the positives of using school really was the course area is nice and it's, nicely laid out and it's easy to use. And then it also had the calendars as well. And what you'll find in a second here, where we're doing all these live sessions, which I'll talk through in a second, having the calendar was incredibly useful because it's very easy for people to see what time everything is. All the Zoom links are there and everything. So having that calendar, I think, is a really big game changer. The only issue is that it's a bit confusing because they have to request access to a Facebook group, and then they have to request access to a school group, and then there's a community there in school which they're not allowed to use, and no one did. No one posted in there, even even though 9,200 people are in there, no one ever posted in school. But I suppose it was just, again, they had to create their account and stuff, and maybe it was a bit of confusing. So maybe we could have improved that process as getting people to join school. But I think school was incredibly useful because, yes, inside the Facebook group, we set up events where people had like the date and times of all the live sessions. But I think the calendar was just incredibly useful to have inside of school when you've got so many live sessions like this. So next time we were to do it, I would still use school, but I would improve this process because this number is too low, I believe. So what actually happened then? So we promoted for about 2 weeks before the launch. And then I think it was like 5 days before the launch started on the Monday. Basically, that's when week one's content went live, was on that Monday. 5 days before people got accepted into the Facebook group, we started like getting people hyped up inside the Facebook group. Hey, the beta group starts on Monday. It's going to be great, blah, blah, blah. And then you can see here that week one got released. So on the Monday, we would send an email out being like, hey, week's one modules have been released. Go and consume the content, right? So week's one content was mostly around mindset. It was basically all around mindset, breaking beliefs, and shaping their identity as someone who is going to take action and build this business, and therefore more likely to actually buy our product at the end. Very typical like webinar Russell Brunson type of stuff, but obviously it's important. And again, this wasn't just like one video on mindset. Our clients went incredibly hard and they put a lot of time and effort building this. This was an actual course, I believe. I can't remember exactly, but week one had like 8 to 9 video lessons, and they were between 10 to 20 minutes each. And the same with week two, it had the same amount of content. So this was like an actual course. It wasn't just like one video talking around mindset. It was a full breakdown that you would probably get in like a paid course. So it was very impressive. But yeah, that was mainly what it was talking about, was like getting them to like map out their goals. What is the vision for themselves on this business? What do they want to achieve? And then also talking around like the beliefs that we need to break, the identity that they need to take on, and just like the regular mindset stuff, getting them in the mindset of a business owner, but also them getting them excited about the goals and vision and what they're going to achieve once they build this business. So that was like week one. And then throughout the week one, we would have 3 live sessions. So this is where the clients would go live on Zoom and inside the Facebook group. We would stream it on both. And then it was essentially, you can see here, just like a live coaching session. So we would expand throughout the 3 sessions. We would expand on the topics covered in the week one's module. And these would last around 1 to 2 hours, these calls. And then we'd do some coaching and just live Q&A. And obviously with the numbers that we had in terms of the leads, we had like, over 1,000 people on all of these calls. So there was lots of questions to go after. And we were basically just coaching them, literally just giving value. Obviously, we're not pitching at this point. And then we'd have watch parties inside the Facebook group. So the way the client did it was they would get the replay of the live session the day before, and they would stream it back into the Facebook group as like a watch party. And then we would have people watching it at that particular time. And then people would be in the comments as well. Like we would be in the comments basically answering any questions. So we tried to make the watch party, the replay, as similar to experience as we could to as if they were live, by actually coaching them in the comments if they had any questions or anything like that. So that was like week one, just working on the mindset. And then obviously these live sessions happen throughout the week. So maybe like the Tuesday, the Thursday, and the Saturday. And then week two happened. So same thing. We would email them on that next Monday being like, hey, week two's modules are live. And these were more focused on, it was still mindset based, but it was more like the person that they needed to become. So what habits did they need to adopt in order to become successful at this business? What skills did they need to learn to become successful at this business? So week one was about goal setting, mindset, beliefs. Week two is more about, okay, so this is kind of the plan. This is what you need. These are the skill sets. This is what you need to learn, right? Kind of like outlining the business a little bit, but just focusing on, this is what you need to do. We didn't give them the detail of exactly how to do it. We didn't show them how to build a business or anything like that. It was more just planning out, hey, this is all the different stuff that you need to get done. And again, this was like a 8 to 10 video lesson module of a course. So again, very impressive. And then it was just the same thing with the live sessions and the watch parties. It was the exact same process. So what was some like extra stuff? Well, actually, I'll touch on week 3. So week 3 was different. I will go into this in more detail in the next video, but you can see there was no course content. It was just live sessions. And at this point on that next Monday, when week 3 went live, that's when the cart was opened. So all of week 3 cart was open and we were selling, which I'll touch on in more detail in the next video. Now, just some extra things to note. So this should say Testimonial Contest. contest. So, testimonial contest. So basically what we did after week 2's content went live, I think maybe on the Tuesday after that or the Wednesday after the content went live on the Monday, we basically did a testimonial competition where we were like, hey guys, so we're over 60% through the program right now. You've had week 2's content. If you guys have got value from this, if you've got any results, if you've enjoyed your time in the program so far, then we want to do a little competition where basically they would film a testimonial and then we would pick one of the people who filmed the testimonial at random and they would win a like free one-on-one coaching session with one of the clients. And by clients, I mean like the coach who they're like following and learning from. So pretty good bonus. So they would get like a free personal one-on-one coaching session with the coach. So we had, I can't remember exactly now off the top of my head, but we had hundreds of people. It was like in the high hundreds. I don't know if we got 1,000 video testimonials, but we had like a good few hundred people film videos to enter this contest, which, you know, it didn't necessarily do anything for the sales this time, but when we promote this launch again in the future, we've literally got hundreds of people saying like how amazing this free course is. So I think next time we can use that in the marketing and then, you know, we'll get even more leads. It'll be even cheaper. And I think it'll just work extremely well. We also had feedback forms as well. So yes, obviously this, you know, free beta group is to get them in for them to become a lead and for us to close them on the back end. 100% it is a sales mechanism, but we obviously do want to make it a bit better and we want to improve it. And we did say to them, hey, like the reason why you're getting free access to this beta group is for you to give us feedback. So at the end of each modules inside the course area, and we mentioned it also on like the live sessions as well, we had feedback forms. So we just created a jot form and it just had, you know, like 5 to 10 questions on it, just receiving their feedback. So again, for next time we can go through and if there's any area of, you know, the mindset or the business that was missing, then we can try and improve that as well. And then also it just lives up to our word of us saying to them, hey, get free access and give us feedback. If we said to them, hey, get free access and give us feedback, and then throughout the 3 weeks, we'd never ask for feedback, then they would just be like, oh shit, this was literally just to sell us. So it was obviously just to deliver on what we promised as well. Throughout the sessions, not every single video had like homework and workbooks, but after some of the videos, they had like homework and tasks to do, which obviously just got them to take certain actions that got them to become more committed to you know, building this business and having that identity of a business owner. And then just we had email reminders, obviously, for all of these live sessions, the watch parties, for when the course went live on the Monday. We had multiple emails. That's part of it what I didn't like. We were sending, you know, like up to 3 emails a day every day for like 3 weeks, just because we had, you know, emailing them when the course goes live, then emailing them when a live session, and we'd have like 2 reminders, 1 hour before, 15 minutes before, you know, or we'd mix it up and have like 2 hours before and 5 minutes before. And then also like the replays when these were live, like there was a lot of emails going out. It was very heavily, you know, the work on the emails was very, very big. But then also we had Facebook posts as well, reminding people to consume this type of content. So, and if we just look quickly then, before we end this video, because again, I'll touch on week 3 next time, you can just see the conversion, because this does obviously work. You see here, organic registrants, we had 6,200 and we got 260 sales. So converted 4% of the leads through this nurture process, which is obviously incredibly impressive. Again, this product was a 2 to 5K offer. So to convert 4%, I know they're organic leads, but 4% of the leads I think is pretty strong. Again, not 4% of people who showed up to the sessions live, not 4% of people who like watched the replay, just 4% of the total leads, which, you know, is very impressive. You know, if we look at it, I can't remember exactly how many people we had show up live on the first day, but I think it was like a couple of thousand people. We see like, you know, we had over 260 people convert. So either way you look at it, the conversions are great. And then the paid registrants, obviously we got more. So it was 7,800 leads through paid ads. And we got 104 sales. So obviously it is lower. That's just kind of standard, but it was still a respectable 1.32%, which, you know, I think is still extremely strong. As I mentioned in the previous video, if you're selling a 2 to 5K offer from ads, if you can convert anything over 1%, then you're usually pretty golden. But overall, 1,400 leads, 364 sales, 2.73% conversion rate, which is great. And then this is just a recap, obviously, of the numbers. So yeah, that was the nurture sequence. It was a lot of work. It was a lot of work from the coach's side because, they were going live, and there was 3 business partners in this business. So they obviously shared the workload a little bit. So it wasn't one person doing this. So they did share obviously the live sessions, but it was still a lot of work. And then obviously from the back end point of view, the emails and everything that goes into, having like 1,400 people go through this type of process, and the reminders, the Facebook group, creating all like the tech, the reminders, the calendars, all that sort of good stuff, right? All the good fun. There was a lot of work in the back end, but at the end of the day, yes, it's a lot of work, but if it generates you over $1 million, then it's probably worth it. So that's that for this video. And then on the next one, I will walk you through week 3, the sales week, and how we actually got these conversions.